Hello friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to film a video about my current ephemera organization, if you will. I recently decided to use one of my TN covers to house all my ephemera stickers for an upcoming long trip. So let's get into it. I used to keep a lot of my pet tapes and loose stickers in this business card file folder that I found at a local dollar store. Here are some of the pet tapes that I left in here. A lot of it I've now transferred to this TN, but let me show you what I was working with before. So these had the business card slots, and at first I was cutting them up individually, fitting what I could. And eventually I was running into pet tapes that even if I cut them, it would still overhang within the slot. So I wondered, what if I ripped up the seam, disconnected it from the backing here, and as you can see there's some, holes from the seam, but it'll, it functioned the way that I wanted it to. I could now fit different sized pet tapes without having to individually cut out each one. And it was especially helpful when I got to pet tape samples that were of larger size and wanting to keep them, in bigger pieces for being able to flip through and find what I wanted to use. So I eventually ripped up the seams in all of them, and it did keep the pages intact, but it allowed me to store bigger items. So this actually got full very quickly, and I needed another solution. I also needed a better way to transport multiple different types of ephemera for an upcoming trip, and what better way than to actually utilize a TN cover. I wanted to use this TSL cover because it was sitting without an active insert, and I wanted to bring this along. What I love is that a dear friend Amanda from Instagram, she is on YouTube as well at 𝘎𝘮𝘢𝘳𝘬𝑗, and she described it perfectly. She said it's like the TSL engineer bag holding all your ephemera goodies in the form of a TN, and I thought that was so cute. So let's open her up and see what's inside. First, I have a card, or I guess zipper clear pocket. This is not the one with individual slots. This is actually one big piece. And what these are from the B-Sides and Rarities insert. And it's perforated here, so I cut them out. I will be using this when I meet up travel journaling and want to fill out a little note and hand them out to friends. It also makes great decor in your insert. So moving right along, here's another one. Next here I have a trifold folder. Originally I put in a craft folder, but it wasn't holding the ephemera pieces and loose paper pieces well, and I had this unused, so I decided to see if it would work here, and I love it. I love that it's clear, I can see it, I can have one extra panel to hold more ephemera. So in this pocket here I have vellum, I have frames, handmade papers. I actually used the 2023 attachable. Here is what it looks like when it's in the 2023 pack. So I added one here, and I added one in the other section of this TN. So I was able to fit a lot of papers in this way. It's a lot more covered as well than with the craft folder, and that way loose bits and bobs don't go flying around when I close and open this. Next here is a card file insert, but I switched out the cover of this insert with one that I stamped from a stamp caravan. I did this by just undoing the staple and switching out the covers. So going into this insert now, I attached a business card file pocket to the front here just to have more storage. And this entire insert is holding pet tape loops. So in this first section, I've tried to do it by design or artist. So for example, this is all my 𝘎𝘕𝘈𝘢𝘈𝘢𝑗𝑔𝑗𝑠 girls, and then I've got Dolce Vita. And the biggest thing that made this very functional for me was lifting up and separating to create one big pocket. And that's why I wanted to kind of explain what I was doing before, because this ultimately gave me the idea to see if I could do it in a TN insert form. So I did the same thing. I lifted up where the seam was. With the insert, it was a little harder. I actually took my brass ruler and lifted up where it was glued to the page. And as you can see, there are still some craft paper residue. And I will find a spot here that I can easily show you. So this is what it was like before. It would only be able to hold the size of a business card. And what I was looking for was to be able to hold bigger sections of pet tape loops. So I took my ruler, I kind of went back and forth on each side, sawed it until it got all the way to the end and kept, the rest of the edge intact. Now, to me, this craft paper doesn't bother me. I know it could bother some, but for the purposes of what I wanted to do in general, this was as good as it was going to get. Now, if only TRC could create an insert like this, then even better. But for now, this is doing the job. I'm going to put my pet loops back in here and go back to the front. So I've got my Payon pet tapes. I'm blanking out on the artist here. These are 𝘕𝘬𝘕 girls, 𝘕𝘬𝘕 people pet tapes. Then we've got Jenny and some sort of fern, meow illustrations. Unfamiliar with the artists here. These are Faculty, R Studio, more Payon, 𝘕𝘬𝘕𝘬𝘕𝘬𝘕, Dodo Lulu, more Payon, and F Studio. And then I believe this is Monchi, and I added the other file. I don't even know what to call it. I'll have to look it up and insert it here in text. But added another one of these stick-on pockets here on the back, and this is holding all of my cube fish pet tapes. So that is this insert, very chunky with all the pet tape in it. And then this is the back end of the zipper clear pocket. And I've got here more loose paper ephemera. Also kept some quote stickers here in the back. And I am to the brim with this insert. I am very happy with how this turned out. I love that I can use one of my covers to hold all my ephemera. I really wanted to make this TSL cover an active cover, but didn't exactly have another insert that I needed to start. So this could be a great way for you to make use of any covers you have lying around. Another way to travel with your ephemera easily for any travel journaling, cafe journaling, what have you. I will be filming my what am I bringing to a long trip video soon, and you will be seeing this in there as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Thanks guys. Bye.